Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. This is entitled 6 of the Best for 2020, which means I'm going to show my 6 favourite new albums released in 2020 and my 6 favourite reissues which came out in 2020. Now, as you probably know, I'm a little bit stuck in my ways, so I don't really listen to an awful lot, if any, new music. It's just the way I am now. I've sort of got my bubble of music and that's it, and it's very difficult to penetrate. But because a lot of my favourite artists released albums in 2020 due to the lockdown, I bought 9 new albums this year and then tons of other stuff. So we'll start off with my top 6 new albums, and at number 6 I'm giving it to Bob Dylan's Rough and Rowdy Ways. This is a very good album. I don't think it's perfect though. There's a little bit of blues in this which I'm not overly keen on. I prefer the more laid back, almost talking Bob Dylan now. And the favourite song off this is I Contain Multitudes. I also do love Murder Most Foul and Key West. It's not bad. It's a good album. It's up there with his later stuff and much better than the majority of his 80s stuff and early 90s. So is this going to be his last? I don't know, but if it is, it's a decent enough way to go out. At number 5 I'm giving it to Sparks, A Steady Drip Drip Drip. And this follows on from the success of Hippopotamus, which came out 3 years ago and put them back into the top 10. Although I think you only need to sell about 150 copies to get in the top 10 now. This followed into the top 10 as well, and it is good. My favourite tracks off this would be, I like one for the Ages. I've always loved Lawnmower, I think it's hilarious. Nothing travels faster than the speed of light, and Sainthood is not in your future. It's got that Sparks wit about it, but it is very similar, I think, to Hippopotamus. You play both side by side and you sort of get confused of which song is on which album, but it's still very good. And number 4, and The Pretenders, Hate for Sale. I was really looking forward to this coming out and I got it, I played it, thought it was brilliant. It's still very good. It's maybe not as good as the previous one after repeated listens. It goes by in a flash. It's about 30 minutes long. My favourite song off this is Didn't Want to Be This Lonely, which I think is fantastic, and The Buzz, which is very kid-like from their first album. Yeah, it hits you in the face. It's a good album and I hope there's more from Chrissy because her voice is absolutely brilliant. At number 3, and you're probably fed up looking at this album because it's everywhere, but I have to give it to McCartney 3. I think this is really good. I did initial reviews on it and I thought it was very good, but it has even grown in stature. Find My Way is now one of my favourite songs off this, along with Women and Wives, Long-Tailed Winter Bird, Seize the Day, and Deep Deep Feeling, which is 8 minutes long, I think is very good as well. It's very atmospheric, and Sliding is a good rocker. Lavatory Lil is still rubbish though, but McCartney 3 gets my number 3. And at number 2, and it is Manchester Calling by Paul Heaton and Jackie Abbott, and I've just ordered this again on CD because it's now reissued as a deluxe double with about 8 or 9 new songs, which they have a habit of doing and it really annoys me, but you know, I have to get them. It's got a fantastic opener with The Only Exercise I Get Is You. You think whenever you first hear this is just the same as all their other stuff, which is fine, but the more you delve into it, it's actually a lot of various different styles. Like Fat of the Land is like a little country number which I think is really good. What's the one, the glammy one? Big News in a Little World is very glammy. It's an excellent album. All of My Friends is a really good almost rock song. Excellent album. It is a double album. It's a full double album, 16 songs. So Manchester Calling gets my number 2. And my favourite album, new album from 2020, and it's Women in Music Part 3 by Haim, and I think this is wonderful. They dropped about 3 singles before they released this album, and they put them all at the very end, which I think is a cool thing to do. So now I'm in it. The very Haimey song is track 15, Summer Girl, which I love the saxophone on that. Hallelujah is a beautiful song. And then you get Los Angeles, which is great. The Steps is a fantastic video. This is just a really good, strong album, and I think it's probably my favourite Haim album now. So Haim gets my #1 album for 2020, and that's Women in Music Part 3. So going on to the reissues, and number 6 is just a bog standard reissue on half-speed master, but it gets in because it sounds beautiful and it's 100 times better than my old copy. And here he comes again, Paul McCartney with McCartney, the original album, and this came out for Record Stay drop 2 over here, but I think in Canada you got it for drop 1. It sounds brilliant, it's a brilliant album, and it gets number 6. Number 5, and it is David Bowie, Metropolis. You may think this should have been higher, or you may expected this to be higher, but no, it's a good remix. I don't think it was overly necessary. I like the packaging of it, and it's nice to hear this remix, but I don't think I'll come back to it as much as a certain other remix is going to be featured in here. But yeah, it's good to have. I do like the remix of the title track, and She Shook Me Cold, and the Superman especially. So David Bowie, Metropolis gets my number 5. Number 4, and is Tom Petty, Wildflowers and All the Rest. I wasn't even going to buy this because it's not one of my favourite Tom Petty albums. I bought it, played it, and it is now one of my favourite Tom Petty albums. It's just fantastic, and the beauty of this is that the third disc has songs that are every bit as good as the first 2. So yeah, it's expensive, but it's a really good album. Number 3, and this came out originally in 2001, and it is Shadowhead by TRex. And I never had this on CD, I only had the MP3 files. And these are really outtakes and different versions, master versions of various songs throughout his career. So you get the master version of Truck on Tyke. You actually get a working version of Precious Star, my least favourite Bolan song, but still, it's not bad. Rabbits is on here, Stand By Me working version, the Benny King song. This was, if I could only have bought one record for Record Store Day this year, it would have been this one. And I got it, and it's on purple vinyl as well. I think it's in purple vinyl, it's in some colour vinyl. Yeah, purple vinyl. So Mark Bolan, TRex, Shadowhead. Number 2 reissue, and it's a fantastic Giles Martin remix of Goat's Head Soup, and this is brilliant. And the second disc is actually really good as well. You get nice working versions and 3 new songs, but the actual album itself I think is perfectly done. It's not an in-your-face remix. It's very slightly tweaked, and I think it works brilliantly. And what it does do is it puts my old copy, or it makes my old copy of Goat's Head Soup redundant. And my number 1 reissue for 2020 goes to, I'm going to show 2 albums here, I'm going to cheat, the Bangles, and this is Doll Revolution, and I got this from Record Store Day Black Friday, and this is a 2003 album, and it's absolutely magnificent. And this does have Michael Steele, and the other one which I showed in the last video is the Bangles Sweetheart of the Sun, which is another brilliant album, and this originally came out in 2011. Unfortunately Michael Steele had left by that time, but it's great to get those 2 albums on vinyl. I never had the CD of Sweetheart of the Sun, I had MP3 files, but that was it. And I did have the CD of Doll Revolution, which is currently being played in the car. Yeah, these 2 get my reissue of 2020. Okay, so that's me for now. I don't know, I may have another video before the new year, I'm not sure, but if I don't, just want to wish everybody a very happy new year, and just let's hope that the year 2021 is not as shitty as 2020. Okay, that's me for now. All the best. Bye bye.